Hey, what's up, nerds? It is Paul at Radio Free Hammer Hall. It has been a while. Um, the good news is it's actually because life's been really good, and I just have been doing a lot of other shit and not been doing YouTube stuff. Um, but I am, working on trying to find a little bit more balance in certain things in life, and I felt kind of inspired, so I thought I would jump back over here to the YouTubes and do a little stream and see what's up with everybody and give you all an update on what's going on in my life. Um, so a few days ago, our good friend Doom and Darkness, he started doing like daily streams again, and just kind of like bullshitting, not necessarily talking that much about Warhammer stuff. Um, and I don't know. It kind of got me. Well, he got me inspired in a number of different ways for a variety of things. But the important thing for the moment is um, like just getting back and streaming and doing stuff. So I thought there was time like the present, and I thought I would get over here and get some stuff done and talk to people. And there's nobody in the chat quite yet, but I'm sure fairly soon somebody will be in here. Oh, there's somebody. Um, but yeah. So what's been going on with me? It's been, I would say maybe like over the last almost 2 years now. I haven't been streaming much or doing shows much. I haven't even actually been playing Warhammer much. And it's like not for not being interested or not wanting to. I've actually been doing a ton of painting lately. And for quite a while now, I've been, spending an hour or two painting almost every day. Um, so, it's not like I haven't been involved and I've been, watching the Warhammer Weekly and all that jazz to stay up on what's going on. But I just didn't have like, I don't know. I don't want to some missing some time, missing some inspiration, and just haven't like been doing it. And over the last couple of months, well, actually, let me back up. Now, probably almost a year and a half ago now, I had weight loss surgery. I lost a ton of weight, and it gave me like a lot of general health improvements. I had been out on disability for a few years because of a really bad migraine problem, and um, losing weight it really helped that a lot. And I got back to work, and I started off a little bit slower, like not working 40 hours a week for the first few months, and kind of easing my way up back into things. But I am back at working in public accounting, and it is that time of year, and I have really just kind of like ramped back up into um, a full public accounting sort of schedule, and I've been working at least 60 hours a week lately, which is even still like light for most of public accounting. But the firm I'm working for is really cool about stuff, and they're just happy to get as much out of me as they can, and it's all working out really well. But at the moment, that means I haven't had that much time in the last few months for Warhammer. Um, as I said, have been squeezing in the painting, but that's a lot easier than streaming. It's a lot easier than sitting down and trying to like analyze books and all of that jazz. So what I do definitely want to do though is get back at it very soon. And I know a lot of times people will say things like, oh, I really want to do this thing, but I'm going to do it later. Um, Unfortunately, like I actually have like a timetable because once we get past April 15th, I actually have my life back. Well, actually, technically, it's April 18th this year because the 15th is on a Saturday. So it would go to the Monday. Then Monday is a holiday in Massachusetts, and everything in Massachusetts is shut down. So whenever that happens, it gets pushed to the next day, even though it's just one state's holiday. Anyway, so the 15th becomes the 18th this year. And so, we're just getting stuff jammed out. And once we get to that point, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's about 3 weeks away now, and we can get back to Warhammer. And I've actually got an RTT scheduled for that first weekend. Thankfully, it's actually like right around the corner from me. Basically, I don't have to travel for it. So I need to start getting prepared for that because I barely read the current General's Handbook, and you know, what's funny is I've been playing a lot more to like the narrative side of things, and it's actually given me a lot less apprehension about like just jumping into an RTT without having really read like the General's Handbook. Um, and it's really because like if you go to any sort of like narrative or less competitive tournament where they're throwing in a lot of other things going on, like you don't know what the hell you're doing until you get to the table and you have to figure it all out on the fly. So I mean, it in a lot of ways narrative is actually hard mode, and a lot of people I think really don't appreciate that. So like it just makes me not scared to show up at an RTT after just reading the battle pack enough to build my list in a coherent way for the season. But yeah, it should be a good time. I want to do a little bit of analysis of it, give folks some of my thoughts on how it all works. But at the moment, I haven't really done much reading it. I know there's Galatian champions and things like that. Other than that, my initial response reading the pack through when it first dropped was doesn't actually seem like Galatian champions are that important, and there's a couple of cool things that you can give them, and it's nice that they're doing a little bit of emphasis on these like little foot heroes that usually don't get a lot of love, but are always cool, and make them a little bit more usable, give them some more utility. But it doesn't seem that like it's that game breaking, but I could be totally wrong and off base about that. I think it's going to really depend a lot on what battle plans get used for events from that perspective, or if you're playing casually, if you're whatever battle plan you happen to be playing, if it is going to be especially relevant for that or not. Don't know. It's going to depend, I think. So I have been working a lot on my Slaves to Darkness army. Currently working on painting up the Manticore. Get the Chaos Lord, something cool to ride. Hopefully you all can actually like hear me. And by the way, don't be afraid of, well, it's over there, I guess. Don't be afraid of that chat box. So come in, say hi, see what's going on. Life doing these random streams is actually a lot easier if there is audience interaction and I have questions to answer and things like that. So help me out, guys. Drop shit in the chat so I don't have to just sit here babbling and kind of talking to myself. Yeah, Not that I like retired Nurgle exactly. It's that I had just been playing an awful lot of nothing but Nurgle, and I thought it was going to be good to move on to other things for a little while, add a little bit of flavor and spice into things. Although there's definitely more in Nurgle that I still want to do. Um, so that book is cool. It's fun. I like it a lot. Uh, and I think it's really solid. So, um, I've been getting the Johnny itch though, and Slaves to Darkness is a much, much more Johnny book than Nurgle is. Uh, so that's been fun. Other stuff in personal life, I really need to get back on track for losing more weight and getting in better shape in general. I have, again, Mr. Doom and Darkness has been a good inspiration to, I definitely going to be joining a gym in the next couple of weeks, getting into, getting in better shape in general. The main focus is like weight loss and health, um, and strength training and appearance and all of that are maybe further down the line. Appearance I really don't give a shit about, but um, just being physically strong I think is a good thing. And um, but really the number one most important thing for me is health, how I feel, the impact that has on people around me, like energy level, because I want to be the best father and husband that I can be, and it's hard to do that if you're not in good shape. Um, it's one of those things that I think a lot of people don't like to hear, but there's a lot of people that are all about this whole like healthy at every size thing, and I really, really don't believe in that. As somebody that has been overweight his whole life, um, what I have really learned is that, um, from getting to be really overweight and then losing a bunch of weight fairly quickly, um, you really don't realize because weight tends to creep up on you over time. You don't realize how much it's actually dragging you down until you lose weight. And you're like, holy shit, what happened? Um, it's like, aches and pains go away, and like your health in general improves. Like I have sleep apnea. I would love to, get rid of the CPAP machine and not have to sleep with that anymore. And that is a very weight oriented thing. Uh, so, things like that, like, you, if you have been overweight for a long time, you really just like lose touch with what the possibilities are and what it's really doing to you on a regular basis. And although, like, you might go to the doctor and the doctor, your blood tests are good and, you don't have any outward signs of any medical conditions or any of that stuff, but all of the real, the real problem medical conditions that you get, um, that are really contributed to by being overweight, they're very like cumulative over time. Like you don't just get diabetes overnight. Like your body is slowly moving into that, moving towards that. Like you might not have uh, you know busted knees in need of replacement now, but your joints are going to be wearing down. It gets there over time. So eh, like just because you think you're okay now doesn't mean that you aren't currently damaging yourself for the long term. So I think it's important for people to really take care of themselves. Um, that's something that I really need to be doing more, need to be doing better about. Um, you know, diet's important, exercise is important. And I think just people need to take care of themselves. And I think it's something that, you know, people are so concerned about how their self image is sometimes, uh, and like their emotional state in relation to it. And like, I mean, it, like I think you have to kind of like love yourself and hate yourself at the same time. Like you have to love yourself enough to want to be the best you can be, but hate yourself enough to realize everything that's wrong with you that you need to improve. Um, anyway, Medmerd in the chat. I can understand this. Seeing a personal trainer over the last 3 years made a huge difference in my life. Yeah, 100%. I've heard a lot of good things about doing work with personal trainers. Planning on doing that myself as well. You know, it's going to cost money, and I know that's a problem for a lot of people. But there's online programs. There's stuff that you can just like download. Um, it's not as good as a person physically standing there and spotting you and telling you what to do, but it'll help. It's not nothing. Um, anyway, uh, so I'm working on my Manticore. I'm actually going to not glue the rider down to this, and I'm going to just swap out the sorcerer and the chaos lord as appropriate as I feel like using them, because I don't really know which one I like more, especially at the moment, and whatever. They're easy enough to swap out. Yeah. So as I said, like my life in general has been going surprisingly well lately. Like usually when things start going well for me, I start getting nervous that something bad is going to happen soon. Work's going really well. Health is, moving in a very positive direction. Relationships with family and friends and things like that are really good. Um, all of that kind of good stuff. Like there's not really a lot going bad right now, and I don't know. I always just fear when that happens that something bad is coming because the good can't last forever. So I'm just trying to ride it out right now as best I can, and you know, uh, appreciate life and try and maximize what I can. That's something that I've really learned for myself in life is that like, I've had a lot of health problems for a long time, and I've really learned that like you have to just embrace what you can. Like when stuff is shitty, you you can deal with it. But sorry, I think somebody is coming down the stairs. Hi. I'm streaming on YouTube right now. Can I come up and see you in a few minutes? Are you going to bed? Oh, can we do that later? Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. No, I'm on here live, so there is no editing. You're just famous now. That's all. No, 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 no. Go upstairs. Love you. See, kids, this is what happens when you forget to tell anybody in the house that you're going to be streaming. People like randomly drop in on you, especially, little 7-year-old people that are now, or 8-year-old people that are now hiding on the stairs and listening to me. Yeah, you need to go back upstairs, honey. I love you. What the hell was I saying? yeah, stuff about life being surprisingly good. Um, but yeah, that was my daughter coming down to just kind of hang out with me, and she didn't know that I was streaming, which is just fine. I'm not that worried about it. Why was I totally using the wrong friggin' color? You know, a contrast paint is really not what I need right now. I need you, Abaddon Black. Um, but yeah, I mean, that just kind of like leads me into another thing. Like I just like being a dad. I really promote people, you know, embracing that aspect of life if that's the right thing for them. And I think it's probably more of a right thing for people than a lot of people realize. And it's I just enjoy being a dad, and I spend a lot of time doing stuff with the kids, which definitely kind of distracts from Warhammer. But I have successfully gotten my daughter interested in Warcry, so that is at least moving in a positive direction there. I actually got her a warband, and she's been painting that, and been playing once in a while. So it's a nice little time, nice little stuff to do with the family. Um, yeah, things are. Oh, yeah. Uh, I have not looked at the new Slanesh book yet. I have looked a bit at the Corn book, and um, I am a little bit anxious about how much I actually like that book. Um, I'm very much that kind of player that likes you know, the techie stuff, the list building and creativity that kind of comes along with the way the Corn book works and Corn has historically worked. I had a Corn army like a long time ago, and it really didn't just jive with me then. And I don't think I really knew how to use it. But I think kind of with the spot that I'm in mentally now, I think I would actually like that army a lot. But I've got a whole Slaves to Darkness army that I've hardly done anything with, and I've got an Iron Jaws army that's still mostly sitting in boxes. So I think I'm going to have to be responsible and leave that over there for somebody else to enjoy for now. Um, Hopefully, they didn't screw up the Slanesh book. It seems like they did not screw up the Karagon Overlords book, which is a momentous thing for them, not screwing up a KO book. Um, you know, just just happy to see cool stuff going on, and Games Workshop really not you know not fucking everything up. Um, I do have a bunch of videos that I have been wanting to do, and I have thought about the idea of doing like scripted content. Um, and so I've kind of like started like sitting down and writing some scripts, and I keep hitting this spot where I'm like, well, I don't know what's actually really going on in Age of Sigmar from a hands-on perspective right now. A lot of stuff I just feel like I don't actually know what I'm talking about because I've been kind of out of things for a while. So I thought, you know, what I can do is stuff like what I'm doing right now and kind of go through the journey with people and share my thoughts kind of as I'm relearning the current environment and reanalyzing things. Um, Join me on the journey. Uh, as I said, haven't really gotten too deep into the current General's Handbook. Uh, there's a lot of books that I just haven't really like analyzed yet at the level that I'd like to. Really need to look deeper into the Slaves to Darkness book and find what interesting stuff I can pull out of there, because it's definitely a really cool book. And I think there's when over on Warhammer Weekly they did their like psychographic profiles show going over all of the different armies, and they stuck Slaves to Darkness like right in the middle. Like it's a book that pretty equally has stuff for everybody. Um, I think that's really accurate, and whatever you happen to be into, you can find something you like about it. And the book is also not super complicated, so I think it's a good place for a lot of newer players to kind of start. Um, it's a good army. It's not especially complicated. I don't think it's especially complicated to play. There's a lot of different stuff that can be good. So, plus the models are really cool. I really like the new models a lot in Slaves to Darkness. So that is always a plus too. There's not too many people I've ever heard. Actually, I don't think I've ever heard a single person say they don't like the Slaves to Darkness models. I think if you are a person that is attracted to Warhammer in general, like it's going to be hard to look at Slaves to Darkness, and if you're into this sort of genre, and not be like, wow, that stuff's pretty cool. Because these guys are metal AF, guys. Just a lot of cool stuff. Now, some of them, of course, are derpy and stupid. I actually don't really love this Manticore model, but it's what we got, and I couldn't really come up with any other alternate models that I liked to replace it. And hell, it's Games Workshop. It is what it says on the tin, so I figured I would just go with it and suffer the crappy model. This thing seems like it's pretty old at this point. So yeah, that's what's up, guys. Oh man. You would think that being in a busy time of year at work and working a lot of hours, it would get you really burnt out and all of that stuff. And, obviously it's tiring and it's not fun that you don't have nearly as much time for all of the other stuff in life that you really want. But it has actually been really like mentally energizing me, because it's giving me a lot of order and structure and purpose, and um, I'm reasonably good at my job, so I feel good every day. Just getting at it, getting work done, and that kind of that ego boost that you get. I don't even know if ego is the right word. That sort of psychological boost that you get from doing stuff and doing it well, and getting that sense of accomplishment from what you're doing. It really gets you motivated in a lot of ways. It gets your juices flowing, gets you wanting to do other stuff. So I'm really hoping to take that energy and keep moving it on forward into other areas of life when we cross that finish line of tax season and things cool down again, and I'm not working crazy hours anymore. So I'm going to try and translate all of that energy into more family time and more Warhammer and health and fitness and exercise, all those sorts of things. So I'm excited about it. I want to just build success on success and keep moving forward. And I really recommend that sort of thing to other people. Like it, sometimes all it takes is like little things to feel accomplished about to really get you motivated to do the next thing and then the next thing and then the next thing. And you know, it's easy to get bogged down and stuff, but I've really found that if you can just even break things down into a like really small bites. Sometimes it's as simple as like, I'm going to go do the dishes and feel a little bit better about myself because I got something done. It's amazing how much of an impact things can have on you just from getting something small done, like setting a small goal, and then getting out there and making it happen. Um, you just feel better about yourself very quickly. Um, oh, so the other thing getting at me at the moment is I'm kind of sick with kind of head cold situation. Which I don't know if you guys can kind of hear that going on with me at the moment, but I'm out here chugging water to try and take care of things, and yeah, I've I've really been kind of on this mission of self improvement and stuff lately, trying to get everything in my life moving in the right direction, moving in positive directions, and you know, a lot of random crap really seems to help. I mean, I have been getting off of social media in general. I'm totally off of Twitter. I haven't like deleted my account, but I just like got rid of the app and I don't actually go on there anymore. I really changed a lot of the stuff on Facebook that I'm following really to the point that I'm not following things. Um, and I think that's really helpful. Like I just very much realize that like social media is such a freaking waste of time, and I really need to get myself off of it so that I have more focus on the right things in life, and I'm not uh, wasting my time on things that are not worthwhile. I think it's important in life to figure out what you really value and just like focus on making that stuff happen. This is kind of fun. Just sitting here. I don't even have anybody in the chat at the moment. So people on playback, if there happens to be anybody on playback, will just be kind of getting me rambling and talking to myself, basically. Um, yeah. So yeah, pretty done with social media, which is ironic because I guess I'm on YouTube right now, right, and it's technically a form of social media, but you know, not too concerned about it. I don't think that that's really too big of a deal. It's not over there hitting the like button every 5 seconds on things and trying to get all of that interaction from people and all that crap. All of that, garbage fake validation that social media can give you. So, but I have also gotten signed up for Atlantic City Open this year, so I'm going to be going out and doing that in June. I've got Nova. I'm all signed up for Nova this year. Got everything booked. You know, gonna do the narrative event again there because that was really awesome, and I really recommend other people go and get on top of that. Narrative events are very often a lot smaller than other events, just because there's so much more work involved. It's really hard to get an event that a lot of people can participate in and still be like sane for the people running it. Yeah, communicating with people in Warhammer is like all I really am interested in using social media for. And I don't know what happened to like the Warhammer community on Twitter, but I don't know. Maybe it was like when Elon Musk took over. I knew there were a lot of people that were unhappy with the direction of Twitter amongst the Warhammer crew out there. So maybe that had something to do with it. But I don't know. Twitter's just kind of a cesspool to me, and Facebook is like, you can. It's more about keeping in touch with friends and family and all that jazz, which is really more of what I'm interested in. So that's what we're there for. Oh man, how long have I been at this? I'm actually on here more than a half hour at this point, going strong. But I can hear upstairs that all hell is breaking loose with my children. And I should probably wrap up what I'm doing and go rescue my wife. Because I'm going to bet that she would really appreciate some support right now. And, oh, I am a team player. She needs help. I am going to supply that help, but I'm going to wrap up what I'm painting first. See if anybody else in the chat has any other interesting things that they'd like to discuss before I sign off here for the day. I think I'm going to try and do this more in general. I don't know. Maybe sort of a video diary or vlog or whatever you want to call it. Just, I don't know. It's kind of what this channel has always been. It's just kind of my stream of consciousness about Warhammer. So maybe some more of that. We'll see. I wonder what Warhammer Weekly is going to be talking about tonight. I mean, I assume it's going to be either Slanesh or Khorne. Probably Khorne is my guess. Although, I don't know. It might be like a 50-50. I think the audience probably wants Khorne more, and Vince probably wants to talk about Slanesh more. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what wins. I'm excited for it, though. I need to sit down and actually read more of this stuff. Listening to things in shows is great, but I need to actually sit down and read stuff and do some spreadsheets and really get into it in order to understand what's going on. I just don't process it that well doing it just through listening on a stream. Although, will I still listen to the stream anyway and enjoy myself? Yes, I will. Oh. Did I say I was going to go volunteer to help with that insanity that's going on upstairs? I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder of my son running around like a lunatic or him screaming in the background. But I should really go rescue my wife. I think that she would really appreciate some assistance. I'm done with this wash, I think, on all the fur of this manticore. So, yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. I think I'm going to do more of these. So if you guys want to hear me muse on any particular topics, drop it in the comments and I will be back around and we can talk about stuff. I don't know. I like what Doom and Darkness has been doing, just kind of like bullshitting about life and talking about Warhammer and stuff, just whatever at once. So, yeah. Yeah, Robin, definitely going to talk about kids and stuff. Being a dad is basically my favorite thing. So it certainly is a topic of discussion. All right, I'm going to sign off for now. Going to go see what the hubbub is upstairs, and I will talk to you all later.